Okay.
So Holly, why don't you start?
Yes, absolutely. So I know that we have a few new people from, I know our team specifically. I'm not sure how many new people that we have on the Zoom call tonight, but Amy, thank you so much for doing this for us. It's my experience with social media the last 6 months has been absolutely mind-blowing. Our enrollments have quadrupled. I have the highest volume I've ever had, and this business has never seemed so effortless. And when I say effortless, I don't mean we're not doing anything, but it doesn't feel heavy or frenetic, like it's just happening so naturally. And I realized that without even having the correct term of attraction marketing, it's what I've been doing the last 4 years in this business. And, it's so important to give your network something to see on Facebook. Your network, especially if you're just starting in this business, they need to see what you're up to. And you will hear the Allens talk about that, what they see on Facebook does not need to be product and LifeVantage and ProTandem and an infomercial. It's just you excited about your life. It's you being excited about what you're up to. And that's what I have done the last 4 years. And in the last year, I want to say, got probably 8 out of the last 10 business partners I've enrolled circled back around with me because they were watching my journey the last 4 years on social media. So I had a gut feeling about this several years ago, but I just didn't have the confidence yet to step into it and just really say, we can really capitalize on social media and get a lot done on social media. So I'm so glad that this has become, a thing with sexy business terms attached to it now, attraction marketing and social commerce. So I'm really, really excited about this. Oh, you're still muted.
I got it. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. So I just love hearing that, Holly, from you and hearing about the success that you've had. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about that. I think it'd be nice to go into things that are actually specifically working. I think we're so early in this right now that we haven't had all the dynamics of the way that where it's coming from. But what you just said I hadn't thought of is all your friends have been watching you and you have been posting things over the years. And that does, for people that are just getting started, everything about this is when you get started is really, Holly, I remember when we first met, it was all about, you had started a program at Life University that literally on the Dalai Lama, working with the Dalai Lama. I mean, that was big. And you didn't do that. And you did LifeVantage instead because you knew that was going to be too big to do that and this at the same time. So, and then from there you started, so you had this sort of idea of what you were going to do and you started talking about that. And I remember that. I don't use Facebook a lot, but I do remember the things that you were doing. The things you post and say are very memorable with the horse community, you're being on the farm. Like there's this imagery and everything. So you guys think about that when you're getting started, because I'm not someone who, I really was very resistant to get started with this because it's like doing a whole nother business. It's a different business, and learning and doing all of that it seems somewhat daunting because we're all so busy and many of us have other jobs and other time with family and things like that. So anyway, I think there are a lot of ways to look at this. I'll just give you guys an example. Today I was with my son. He just enrolled yesterday, and he had his first exposure today. He had one of his friends come over, and they were talking about the way that they use social media and the way that they do attraction marketing and the things that they do. And it's very similar, but it's really, really fast. And people are making decisions more quickly than I think they were even when we started, 4 or 5 years ago. People are moving more quickly, the way they make decisions, the way that their buying habits are, and just the way that they're taking in information. So we really have to, I love your mug. I have one of those too. Meryl gave it to me.
Yeah, Meryl.
Noah's mug. It's famous. The anatomy mug. We need a nutrigenomics biohacking mug. Maybe we can make one of those popular. So unfortunately for like Luddites like me, who I have always been a little techie, but I just have been resistant about this because the main reason is because you have to do it every day. Mm-hmm. So like there's aspects of our business where we can kind of disappear if we want to. This is not one of them. Now, one of the things that my son and his friend were saying is they actually have algorithm software that will like things automatically with groups that you are interested in, like wellness. So I'm learning more about this, and I'll let you guys know as I kind of getting into this. And I also hired a coach too, and I'll tell you a little bit about him in a minute, but who's actually not just a coach, he's actually implementing things. But there's algorithm software now that will go out and so you can build a bigger community, will like people in sectors that you can dictate what those are, and you can start liking things automatically. So every day it'll say, okay, do 20 likes, or to find people that are interested in the things I'm interested in 20 times a day. And then all of a sudden you have, 2,000, all of a sudden people are seeing who you are and they're liking you back, and now you're building an audience. So there's all this stuff out there, which is different than what we're doing, which isn't really complicated. I mean, I just basically got started with this myself, really within the last, I'm going to say, honest to God, like in the last month, because again, just being so busy. And I think that many of us have heard and seen this presentation, and I think there are new people who haven't seen it yet. What you guys want to do is go on to and ask to be invited into LV Media Strategies. And that is, and I think that's what it's, LV Social Media Strategies. And it may, now I think they're getting so many people asking to come in there that it asks like who referred you. So just say who did, and they'll get you in right away. And then you'll see the training. There's a 7-part training, and it's very, very fast. It's super easy. So LV Media Strategies. And so LV Social Media Strategies, excuse me. So you're going to want to go onto Facebook and find that group. So this is the key right here, you guys. 42% of all people that come into our industry of network marketing that are looking for products and things like that are on the internet. They're in social media. So if the 58% of the rest of the people are the people that we're already talking to and doing that, but the other half are on social media. And that is where we want to find people there. We want to be able to find people, because that's another way of growing a business and finding people who are going to help you grow your business. Just like Holly said, faster, because people that are doing this are growing their businesses faster than people that aren't. And that is the bottom line. The fastest growing people in the company right now are using Facebook. They're using social media. They're using LinkedIn to connect with other people. And people that are making decisions faster are the people that are on social media. So the ones that are slower, it's logical that when you meet with somebody and they don't use Facebook, they're probably not someone that's like making decisions really fast. They're not jumping into things quickly, right? Because they would have already gotten on Facebook if they were like that. So that's just psychologically, you can think about the people that are using technology are kind of like moving a little bit faster, trying to make things a little bit more efficient in their life to connect with people. And also they're networkers. They like connecting in networks. That's why they're on there. So if that's the reason in and of itself, is because you're going to meet people that are different than the ones that aren't on there. And those are the people that we really want to have them as part of our businesses. Building a following of people that are similar to you. And that's where you're going to set up your brand when you get started. And I'm going back and changing mine, because I don't really have my personal page is just, furniture, like a picture of my ski house. I mean, I just threw that up there, and it wasn't something I had thought out, and I still haven't even changed it yet. So, so you want to start looking at how you want to build your brand. I'm going to go back to my sustainable living in all areas of life. So that's kind of my platform that I started, a long time ago with doing green construction and being just in the, what I call a low house, which is what I'm going to be branding myself as, which is a lifestyle of sustainable and lifestyle of health and sustainability. It's called a LOHAS. It's a category of consumer that is one of the fastest growing categories in the buying habits. They're just growing like crazy, the things that they buy, like going to Whole Foods and buying, healthy foods. And so it's called LOHA. So you guys might want to check that out too. Creating curiosity. That's what we're really doing. And we're going to create curiosity with our attraction marketing, presentation, if you will, that we're doing every day. And it's really, like Holly said, it's really just posting things about who you are and what you stand for, and building trust in your community. And also, your team and the people that you're working with are also going to be able to utilize that as well, to be able to help build their own businesses, because they'll be able to show others who their teams are in a better way. So that's, and thinking about who you want to attract, the kind of person that you want to attract. Like if it was something a lot about money, if you wanted to attract people that were, if they might have financial advisors or accountants or things like that, like I may be focusing a little bit on that, because the lifestyle of health and sustainability is also like how to sustain your own life and your own financial platform. So I'm going to go in, I posted something about being a tax advisor. Where would you want to retire? I didn't get a lot of traction on that. So it's interesting. So you kind of have to play with this a little bit and see what's working and what isn't. But you have to build this up like a bank account. You have to make deposits every day. And it's like those 2 posts a day. Doesn't have to be super time consuming. But maybe, think about, there's a schedule I'm going to show you guys that Sam and Ray put together, that the types of posts that you want to make on a daily basis, so you can have it kind of set up ahead of time. So it doesn't have to take a tremendous amount of time. And over time, you're going to build up this bank account. And like Holly had that experience of, all those years, and now all of a sudden people are coming back. But I also think that they're coming back, Holly, because you're now presenting your business in a way that you didn't show them that they could do before. So there are a lot of people who have said, gosh, the system isn't working for me. It's too, it's too slow. It's, I can't do 45-minute 3-way calls. I don't have time. I can't support people on 3-way calls that take 45 minutes. I can't do an hour-and-a-half training, 2-hour trainings every Monday night. It's just too much for me. We don't have to do it that way. All this stuff's available. And I always tell people when I enroll new people, I want to plug them into everything that we have and let them kind of choose where the system that works the best for them. All of this stuff is duplicatable, and it's all the same. It's just using a system that works. Maybe it's faster for you. Maybe you're somebody that needs it to be faster. So if we didn't have those other alternatives, we would have lost a lot of people. So I know for me, I would have been gone. I would have already quit. But I decided after about a year, I said, I love all this stuff. It's great. I've learned so much, but I want to do things a little bit differently. And I talk to everyone in my upline. So if you start thinking, gosh, I want to try something different, call me, call Marcy, call whoever is in your upline and say, hey, I've got an idea. I think this fits into the program. It's not in your training right now. Will this work? Or is there anybody that's proven that this works? Have a conversation about that.
Amy, can I say
before you just start trying something? Oh. Yes.
First of all, coming from a different angle, not only do people look at this and they think, oh my God, that's so doable. Absolutely, I can build a business online using social media, but also this creates a lot less friction with getting this information to people. I created a business page that is post by post, pretty much our whole presentation that we would have done over the phone. It's the ABC News clip and the studies and a webinar that I did with Amy. And people are so much more willing to go to that and look at that because people are, including myself, are very selfish with their time. They're like, if I'm going to take an hour out of my day, I want to know what this is. Great, go to my business page.
Yes.
And I'm willing to share my business page with anyone on this call. And another thing is send me a Facebook friend request and just go through my news feed and see what I've been doing. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty masterful at creating posts that create buzz. And then I have a very just non-intrusive, very detached way of reaching out to people. I'll just say, I'm curious. Would you be interested? And I love the word curious. It's so respectful of the recipient of this information, I'm curious, would you be interested in looking on my business page and learning more about nutrigenomics and biohacking? And it's because of that, because people are willing to go to a Facebook page to look at this information more so than going to a meeting, taking time out of their evening, or getting on the phone. This has happened a lot faster for that reason alone. Back to you, Amy.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's really good feedback, because I totally agree with you that we can get this information to people faster. And with some of the new training that I've been doing with social media, and also looking at how things have moved in terms of just the way that we're building our business a little bit, the way all the videos and all the apps, we have all this stuff we have now. When we started, we didn't have all that. I really think we're in a much stronger position to move our businesses so much faster than we did when we got started, but also because I'm not as afraid to share information as I was before. We don't have a lot of the same crap on the internet that we had when I started. Like there was just stuff on there. We had a different CEO. We had a few bumps along the way where there was just stuff on the internet that we don't have that anymore. And so we had to kind of be a little bit more cautious about just withholding information from people. And today I'm just not doing that as much. I'm being much more open with what we have, being much more comfortable. And I think you're saying the same thing. You've got your business page and you can send people to that and they can take a look at it. It's all set up, right? So that's after you do a 3-way call with them. Hopefully you give them the information. But once in a while, like today I sent out to someone, they said, hey, send me the information. I can't look at it till later, but just send it to me in case I get to it early. I went ahead and sent it. She texted me saying, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Like I didn't hold on to it. She's somebody that I know really well, but I just went ahead and sent it because I needed to get it off my email. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just like we hold all this stuff back and it just becomes like all this stuff that just kind of builds up. So that's just my opinion. I'm just speaking for the way I'm growing my business right now. I'm just a little bit more comfortable sending somebody something and saying, hey, you can take a look at it. I'll give you the data and I want to talk to you about it. It's a business opportunity, but I'm going to have you look at some information. And I just want to close for, when can you look at it? Like, when are you going to, if I send you something, when will you look at it? In the next 48 hours. And if they say, well, I can look at it tomorrow, I say, okay, perfect. So then I'll talk to you tomorrow and we close for a time. But I'm always asking when I'm going to send you something and I want to know when you can look at it within the next 48 hours. Like, when will you have a chance to do that? And then they say, okay, I can do it tomorrow. I say, perfect. So tomorrow, so by 10 o'clock tomorrow, you'll have already looked at it. I say, yeah. I say, great. So then I will call you at 10:30 and we will have a conversation tomorrow, because I know you're really busy. And I know that, that this, for me, I don't have time to chase you and I don't want to go back and forth. So why don't we just get this done tomorrow? I've just been like moving that forward and it's really working very well. I think the same thing is happening with the social media part. So I definitely think that we can, so we can send private messages to people, have them look at information. They're seeing stuff online, you guys. They start looking you up. It's just the way it is. You're out of the closet, right? When somebody Googles me, they see LifeVantage all over the place. When they Google you, Holly, they see who you are. They see your, Pro 5. They see all the stuff. They see it. So it's just a reality. So people can find out what they want to find out. But I do think that, the more we don't just, there's two sides to it, and I don't want to get too into the weeds on this, but I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with just sharing information and getting it to people faster, because it's just what we have to do. It's just the way it is right now. All right, so when you set up your page, I need to update my profile picture. It's like 5 years old. I need to get that done. Everybody should be looking at their profile picture and seeing if they like it. They want to also set your profile to public, and you see how, Ray has put in here, husband, father, Navy pilot, like put some information about yourself in there. And also, put that you're the CEO of your company. And you want to make this look really, really professional, but give a little bit of a taste of who you are. Don't become an infomercial. I know Christy Newland's on here right now. I know that, you have a neighbor who is just constantly putting stuff online. It's just so obnoxious. And, I think we know people that do that, and we don't have to do it that way. So let's just not do that, right? I mean, Holly, I don't know what your sense of this is, but there's a lot of stuff online, and people are, Rodan and Fields and all these different things with face shots, and we are gonna want to be putting some testimonial information out there on our posts. But this is very regimented with the schedule, and I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. You're going to be also sharing other people's posts. I do share other people's posts. It says not to, but I do that sometimes. I've done it with LifeVantage people. The only risk you have with that is that maybe they'll call that person, right? Is that what we're worried about with that when it says don't share other people's posts? I mean, you shared mine the other day with Eddie's report card. I had 3 people share that.
Amy, can I make a comment?
Yes.
It's Christy. So I think what Ray and Sam had said before was then it makes it look like the person who originally wrote the post is the authority versus you. Does that make sense? So use the post, but they said don't share the post because it makes it look like you couldn't come up with the words.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, I see. Okay, good.
So share, but don't share.
Copy and paste it into your
Copy and paste. Mm-hmm.
Copy and paste it into your own. Mm-hmm. Copy and paste it into your own post.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, got it. Yep. That also, sharing too much, also sharing as opposed to creating your own post, also you can go to what's called Facebook jail, and they suspend they'll suspend your account temporarily if you're sharing too much.
Yes.
Creating your own content, and I don't know about you guys, but I would, because I use Facebook so much for this business and everything I have going on. I mean, I would honestly, I admit, I would die without Facebook for 7 days.
Oh, come on.
I don't want you going to jail.
So we'll avoid Facebook jail.
All right. Well,
Amy.
What about Facebook Lives that get shared? Hi, Sean.
Well, you just want to keep it to a minimum, and I don't know what that minimum is. Sorry, that's abstract. You just want to keep it to a minimum.
I think live is different, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
I think it is. I give you the okay.
Well, what about the algorithm? Hey, Sean McKee, you probably know more about this, the Facebook Live algorithm. So when
I know.
Sean McKee.
Thank you. I know this much. And I was going to say on the copy and paste, what I've heard is you don't ever want to copy and paste exactly, even though you don't want to share, which I agree, because you want to be the authority. But even if you find a brilliant post by someone, you copy and paste it, we need to change it just a little bit to make it, A, sound more like us, because our friends know our voice, and B, Facebook recognizes if we copy and paste something and they don't share it as widely as they do an original post.
Mm-hmm.
Aha.
And Amy, I was trying to copy and paste your awesome post about your Chinese teen.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then I realized it had your link on it. And I'm like, oh, I gotta edit that out.
Yeah, of course.
But then the weirdest thing happened. Facebook asked me for one of those CAPTCHA codes because I guess they picked up on the fact that I had copied a picture from you and then reposted it right away. So we have to just be aware that Facebook knows when we're doing it, and we have to maybe change the photo, maybe crop it a little bit or something, so that they don't think we're just spamming people and copying people's Facebook profiles or something.
Right.
Because I think that's what the people do that hijack Facebook profiles. They grab your profile picture and then they do something with it.
So you weren't able to do that?
Oh, I was, but I had to answer the CAPTCHA. I had to prove I wasn't
okay.
a bot or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So all this stuff's interesting. Yeah. These are the things that we're all kind of figuring out. But Sean, you've had tremendous results with. I owe
it all to Facebook and my team. It's been wonderful. And I've just been watching the people that have had success in front of me, and I've just tried to copy what they've done. I was too stubborn to copy anybody the first 4 years in the business. I thought I could figure it out and do it my own way, and really slowly learned that I couldn't. So this has been a neat adventure.
Tell your experience too. Like, what does it feel like? Just not just the success you've had, but what you're doing feel like? Like, are you enjoying this process?
I am. I don't like the mechanics of having to stop what I'm doing and message, but I'm enjoying the posture that comes with people coming to me now. And there's so many people coming to me that I can be detached. I can be that, casual. Oh, here's how you can, like you were saying, I got on late, but I was hearing, who was it? It was
Holly.
Holly. I just friend requested you, Holly. Thank you. I love what she was saying. You've got your site and you can just kind of just say, hey, check out my site and be unattached. And it just, that feels really good, because before I was like, I have got to beat this into people's head. This is important,
Right.
And now they're learning on their own time.
Right. Yeah. And
So.
I really do have a sense that, and this is why I've hosted 2 of these so far. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following what you guys are doing. But what I do know is that this is moving so much faster now. Our business is going to start speeding up. So we have to at least know what this is as an option, to be able to understand how much faster LifeVantage is going to grow as a result of this. Go
ahead.
Now, we just had a lot of rank advancements last month. There's so many people starting to use social media, and the Pro 10s are doing it now, and Facebook Lives. All of them are working too. And believe me, they're hiring people to teach them how to do it and everything. Like, anyone who's a top person in this company is starting to use this. All the other people that are just sort of like hanging out for a while, even the elites that aren't using it, they're going to be left in the dust. It's just what's going to happen.
They are. And I've got a tip that I've been using. When you're doing these reaching out to people, we need to make shortcuts. If you said something 5 or 6 times, it needs to be a shortcut. Now, if anyone has a tip for how to make macros on a computer where you get a shortcut when you type a few things on a computer, I would love to know, but I have them on my phone. Christian, can you write that down for me, please? Christian gave me a tip. What is it?
bit.ly.
And how does that work? Bit.ly. Takes a 16-year-old.
You basically, instead of typing out like a really long URL, you can go to bit.ly.
Oh, Bitly. Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, sorry. That was to shorten a long URL. I'm talking about how to make a keystroke shortcut. So on your iPhone, are you guys using that? Yeah, have you ever typed OMW on your phone and it comes up on my way? Has anyone done? Okay, if you just any iPhone user, if you type, see my dog, he's cute, so cute. This is our ritual every night. I sit on the floor with him and I feed him treats. It's just terrible. But you just type in OMW and your iPhone will autocorrect it to say on my way. So you can make these shortcuts for, would you like me to send you my website? Would you like to check out the presentation on my business site? Anything you type every day, make it a shortcut. And that'll save you so much time.
Yeah, especially.
I know how to do that, what you're asking on the computer.
Oh, on the computer? Ooh,
yeah, there's software you can use called Auto Hotkey.
Okay, hold on.
Auto what?
Auto Hotkey.
Ooh.
AUTO hot key.
This is.
What we'll do is we'll post this on our Facebook page too. On the Facebook
yeah, I
page.
can teach how to use it. It's a little bit like programming. So I mean, it's a little technical, but it works well.
You should do a YouTube video for everybody on that.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Andy?
Okay.
And I can do one on the iPhone shortcuts because I've kind of had to master that because trying to do this in between everything else is you gotta get some shortcuts.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's one of the things that I really gleaned from Sam and Ray. If you have too many posts, so they were doing this program here where they were doing 3 a day, and they were getting too much volume, too many people that they needed to connect with. It was just overwhelming. Plus, the algorithm for Facebook changed, and it doesn't share as many things. It doesn't connect with as many people when you're doing too many posts now. So you want to go to 2 a day instead of 3. And I don't know, Sean, if you had heard that too.
Well, it actually works because I kind of, by attrition, I went to 2 a day, 1 or 2 a day. So that's good. That really is good. Because I think 3 a day, you're interrupting, you're actually competing with yourself because people are like, oh,
yes,
Amy posted this, Amy posted that, and they don't get a chance to digest the first one.
Right.
The algorithms change all the time. So I did some initial research, and I'm going to call my business coach, who is masterful at social media, and find out how we can keep up with what the new algorithms are, because they're dynamic. They're changing all the time. So I'm going to research that, and I'll post that as well as a follow-up to this when I find out.
That'd be great. Yeah, the other thing I'd love you to ask Holly is, you could have a business page and a personal page, right?
Yes.
So I spent all this time to set up my business page, and then I found out, and I started sharing. I did that sugar challenge, and I did all these different things to try to get, and I did get a lot of new people, but that doesn't get shared as much. It doesn't get out to as many people if it's a business page, like not nearly as many. They don't share. Facebook makes you pay and boost posts and stuff more with business than personal. So I
use my business page more as just a platform for people to see this information.
Exactly.
I'm not necessarily trying to get new people from Facebook land.
Okay.
It's just a way for me to say, hey, here's where you can look at all the information. And I actually have it in my phone where I can just text it. I can text my Facebook business page to people. And again, creating this friction. Everybody text. Nobody emails anymore. Everybody texts. So boom, here's my business page right in your text message.
Right.
So,
okay.
So I'm not boosting anything on it. I'm just using it as a place for people to get the information.
Okay.
Holly, what's your business page so we can check it out?
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of long. Well, no, you can find it. Just go to facebook.com/LV biohacking.
LV biohacking. Okay, cool.
It's called the Genetic Revolution, Biohacking the Human Genome.
Oh man, beautiful. Okay, and mine is the Vitality MD, and I don't do a business presentation there, but you guys are welcome to go there. It's a page. What I do boost posts though for $4. And the reason I do that is because you can, if you pay, you can say message below if you'd like to receive my free report on nutrigenomics or something, and then you can send them the ABC News report as a shortcut, or you could send them to your group, or you can send them a little, one-page mini book about your story, and that connects them with you. Mm-hmm. So, and they're cheap. They're pretty cheap. So.
Another really good thing about doing.
Okay, so you're using. Holly, go ahead.
Okay, another good thing about, using your personal page for the attraction marketing, and also posting about your other passions in life and a little bit about your family and keeping it positive, is that people are going to do business with you when they know, like, and trust you. And I know that's what I do when I get a new friend request. I'll go look at their news feed. Okay, are they positive? Do they have a lot of friends? Are they not psycho? Are they normal? And so, using your personal page, to attract people it's a great tool, because they already have a sense of who you are. But Sean, I didn't do that with your friend request. I feel like I got a friend request from a celebrity. So I'm excited. That made my night.
Give me some feedback on my wall, man. I could look crazy on there. Who knows? Thank you.
Sean, what's your business page called again?
The Vitality MD. THE. And it's just / the Vitality MD. And I got it to 800 likes. I'm excited.
Oh, wow.
I'm almost a famous person in the Vitality MD world. When I get to 1,000, I'm going to make my kids call me you're a royal momness or something.
Awesome. You'll be getting there real soon with this group. We'll be
yeah. So yeah, and you guys are welcome to share the Vitality MDs. Just if you want. Obviously, it would make me look like the authority, but if you want to have the backing of an MD or whatever, you can just. And I won't steal your people if they're linked to you. Just you might put there. Don't go to her. Just come to me to get this. But I try to do just general biohacking, and Dr. Viglione also has a great group, and it's called Biohack Methylation MTHFR, and she's
I need that one.
Yeah, she's really given a lot of good information about the methylation pathways. And, she's going to be upfront that it is a LifeVantage, she uses the LifeVantage products, but she's also going to talk about the other, B12 and et cetera. So we've got a lot of them.
Say that again, biohack methylation.
And slash MTHFR, I believe. Biohack methylation MTHFR.
They have closed that group. So you're going to have to so you're going to have to private message them if you want to get in, but they have closed that group and they are going to be doing another one.
It might even be in that one.
It just got opened.
I know there were two. One shut down and the other one just opened up. So I think
both of them. Okay. Maybe I don't know. She just started this a few days ago.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was the one. Anyway, we'll find out when people go and see. And you can obviously send questions and stuff to whoever is your upline, and we can get you guys the information. So, all right. So this is the 2 post a day formula: 8 + 2 + 4 + 1. So 1 Facebook Live per week. And you're going to do 8 value added. So those are, these little pictures, and you're going to put your little, I found there's 2 different little, and this is a question I have for you guys. Facebook obviously has software built in to be able to pick up stuff, background stuff like this, but there's 2 different there's 2 different apps. One's called Brander and another one is called Ripple. And they're really, really cool, and they make really pretty stuff. So I don't know if it matters if you share something from Brander or Ripple onto Facebook if they send it out as much or not. But I found it's so easy. It's right on your phone, and you can make all kinds of cool stuff. And maybe Facebook has that, but it doesn't seem as easy to me. So somebody else might be able to comment on that. But
Word Swag is a really good one too.
Word Swag?
It's free. It's super easy.
And is it part of Facebook?
No, it's actually it's an app for iPhone.
Okay.
For sure it is.
I use that one too.
Yeah,
it's really easy.
Yeah. So there's some different ones that are out there, but they're, I think Facebook has some too. And then you're going to do soft promotion. So you're going to be saying different things about the science or things about testimonials and stuff like that. And this is where we've really gotten a lot of. I've gotten way more traction on this stuff than anything. And from a lot of people I don't know. I mean, I've connected with probably 5 people in the last week just from a couple posts of people that knew me from before, and now all of a sudden they're interested. So because I wasn't saying anything to these people before. All of a sudden, just think about all the people that you're not talking to and you're not saying anything to, maybe just for whatever reason you just haven't talked to them. And they're gonna see some of this stuff and they're gonna come to you. So it's really exciting. Okay, the power posts are about like the lifestyle, right? Like how your life is better with what you're doing. And this is the part that can get to me a little obnoxious a little bit. So you have to be really sort of, soft about it. I'll post some things like I was at a insurance client's house over the weekend. It was beautiful. I put some stuff there. I didn't say anything necessarily. You just want to show that you kind of have stuff going on, right? So I think everybody can relate to that. And then your Facebook Lives, which I've only been doing these. I've only done one, and I've been a guest on several, and they go crazy with these. We've had 5,000 views on the last one I did, and I've gotten so much curiosity and interest from that I've been able to just send messages to people. I know you can see who's watched it. You can see, I think you can go and see, somehow I was able to see like who's been looking at this stuff. And it's amazing. So I've connected with so many people just over the last week from that. And I'm going to continue to be able to do that. So that's huge when you have 5,000 views on a Facebook Live. That's like, I can't even believe that. So it's kind of neat.
Now, did you just make that one post public, or is your whole profile public? I'm a little scared.
My whole thing's public.
Really? Okay.
It's supposed to be public, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, mine is.
Okay. All right. I've been kind of scared to do it, but I guess I'm going to go for it now that I've heard it from both of you.
Yeah, and every once in a while you'll get random friend requests from men that want to, just say hi, and you just know that that's just somebody you don't want to.
Those anyway, and mine's private, so I guess you're going to get them no matter what.
Right. It's like,
Just wait now.
Yeah, you gotta, it's really interesting because a lot of your friends are watching you, you don't know it. And that's when you start to see, I've got a couple of, I've gotten, I don't know, maybe a lot. It's crazy. And now you have to follow up with everyone. This is where the systemization, having that page set up to send them to go look at the information is key. So when you get all this going, I think you kind of have to have those things in place a little bit. I'm sending people to my website, my amyholmwood.com website, because I have all the pro tandem stuff on there and videos and everything. I'm not sending them to another, like a Facebook group yet, because I haven't set those up yet. I do have a new group I'm starting on brain performance, but I haven't put it together yet because I want to make it really good before. So I just caution you guys to go out with this stuff and then all of a sudden you don't have the other stuff ready. So just kind of have your ducks in a row. Maybe Sean, you can comment on that. I don't know if you've had your group set up ahead before you started promoting some concept or some testimonial.
It was basically, I just decided I had to have some kind of a group. So I put together a group and I just started adding things that I like that I was sending people already, to.
Yes.
And just, try to, continue. I'm a little scared to put it out there because, I think it's borderline because it's got all these things that are out there on YouTube in it that are, not compliant, but I'm not putting them out there. I'm just sharing them. So,
yep, exactly.
So I'm nervous, but I just put the disclaimer on there.
Sure. You know what? There's been so much content out there already on YouTube and stuff that's completely not compliant. There's been so much stuff out there for years. And now all of a sudden we're starting to we have company things that are great. And then we're starting to be able to use some of these videos. And the company hasn't shut them down, I think as long as you have a disclaimer, you're fine. The company really, really is promoting us doing this. So right. I think, we probably have a little bit of a little bit of a free pass here and there, as long as you're putting stuff out that we don't treat, cure, heal, mitigate, all that kind of stuff. So
right. Yeah. And I'll tell you my group, and I just want everybody to know that it gets a little overwhelming. The thing is, I have not had a chance to go back and untag, because when you tag somebody in a post, or you're tagged in a post, you'll get a notification every time somebody makes a comment on a post that you're tagged in. That's the problem I have with this group. It's really working, but I know I'm driving people crazy because once they've been tagged, they're going to get all these notifications. So in the about section, I say, if you're getting too many notifications, just turn them off, and here's how you do it. But I don't think probably most people don't read that. So
wait a second. So if they're why are they tagged?
Well, so if you add somebody to a group, you can tag them in the posts that you want them to see. So I usually tag them in the pinned post, which is the ABC video, and then maybe, the video Dr. Maniscalco did.
Yeah.
That would be, if you're going to make a group, Amy, those are two powerful ones, and Dr. Reed. And so the popular ones, can have hundreds of tags. And so in an ideal world, I would go back in 3 or 4 or 5 days, maybe a week, and remove each tag that I've put in there.
Yeah.
But it's not happening. I need to hire somebody to do that.
You can also turn off notifications for specific posts.
Each person can do that, but they have to do that themselves, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. But I'm making people mad who don't know how to do that, probably.
Okay. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't know how to do that. So these are all the things that you learn along the way here.
And I'll say it real quick in case there's anybody in this group that doesn't know how to do it. Just on any post, there's the 3 dots at the upper right-hand corner. You click on that, it gives you some options within that post. And there, right there is the option to turn off notifications for that post. And also, while I've got the floor for a second, I wanted to let you guys know, speaking of the business pages, having your business page ready to go before you start doing the Facebook Live and soft promotions. I have my whole business page is all on a Word document divided post by post, I am more than happy to send that out to anybody. Just send me a private message and I'll send it to you, and you can change the wording or whatever. But if you see my business page and you know you like what you see, I'm more than happy to send you the content.
Thank you, Holly. That's so nice.
Yeah, that's
great.
really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Literally
great.
takes like 15 minutes to set up. Literally, you're just copying off the word, copying and pasting.
Right.
Post. It takes like 15 minutes to do. It's so easy.
Okay. That's great. That is great. Yeah. So you know, the Facebook Lives. Obviously, this is the really just little things, but holding the phone, you know, sideways properly is really important. Start right away. Like you see, a lot of these were like waiting for people to come on, and you know, which is really polite and everything. But you want to get started right away. And I've been seeing some of these different videos, and some people just they sit there for a while and they don't really get started, and it's just kind of unprofessional. You want this to be really professional. Obviously, thank people when they're coming on. I don't know how long you're really supposed to do that, because I see sometimes it's kind of like, hey, Joe, hey, Holly, hey, Johnny. You know, it just keeps going on. It's kind of like, really? Just get to the bottom of this, you know? So I don't know what your guys' opinion is.
I don't want to do that. I've heard feedback on, I haven't done it, but I've heard feedback on that from other people and even in other lines of work. And that is one of the most annoying Facebook Live habits.
I agree. It's awful.
Yeah. I mean, do you even have to say hi to anybody?
I mean, I would say, you know, say hi to a couple of people. Maybe
When you start, say thank you.
Lunch and oh gosh, great combo yesterday, and just.
I know.
It gets to be too much. So, you know, I would definitely thank people, you know, maybe give a blanket thank you for everybody that's coming on, and then reach out to them after or something.
What's your guys' opinion when you have this and you say, for people who want to learn more about biohacking, put a 1? I mean, what is
No, that drives me crazy.
Awful, horrible.
That to me is very network marketing. It's not professional.
I know, but does it work? Is it something that when you go back through it and you see these ones and there's a person there who you didn't know, like I'm seeing people do this. I'm not going to mention any names, but it's happening all the time. And I'm just wondering if there's a reason that they're doing it.
Well, it is a way to follow up, but I think you have to realize there's a lot of people that are just out there doing Facebook Lives for the sake of talking, and they don't have to point to their Facebook Live. And so after a while, and now some of these people that I see doing Facebook's Lives, I'm like, oh my words, I'm going to skip right over them because they're doing them all the time, and they're 20 minutes long.
I know.
And then they'll be like, drop a 2 if you're watching live, drop a 1 if it's record. It's all about them. They're making it about themselves.
Right.
Tell us how you really feel.
I know.
Don't sugarcoat.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, I am so with you, and I'm seeing it so
Me
much.
too.
And I'm just, so Sean, you're on the same page, right?
Absolutely. I haven't done very many lives. I'm setting myself up, but yeah, I won't do it. I may like maybe say, you know, more information if you want more information, something like that, so that I know to follow up. But
right, exactly. But it's not something that you would just keep saying different things over and over. The ones I've done that are so professional by people that are really professional, they don't have any of that stuff. They just start right away. They do an introduction, we do the meeting, and then we wrap it and say, thank you for joining. There's nothing about, hey, Johnny, none of that. And it's
one of the things that Darren Jensen said when I was talking to him before one of the lives, or the only live I did with him, was he asks everybody, he does a giveaway, and he asks for people's name and city and state, so that generates comments. And so Facebook sees people are commenting on this post, which boosts the visibility. So, if you're
do it.
Yeah, so maybe you could just at the beginning say, you know, put your name, city, and state as you come on, and that way it'll help you know who's actually there, whose eyeballs are on your thing. And then at the end, if you want to, you know, there's a call to action that you're supposed to do. I know how to do them. I just haven't done them. There's a call to action that, you know, at the end you say, for more information, go to our Facebook group or ask to join our Facebook group or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think it would be awful in the beginning to say to people that we really, the reason we do Facebook Live is we want to get this information to as many people as possible, and we know it will boost more if everybody makes a comment. So if you just put your name in, put where you're from, type it in, we'd really appreciate it. You know, something like that.
That's good. That's really transparent. I like that.
To so many people. So the way to do that is for everyone to just kind of engage and type a few words to say thank you or where you're from or whatever. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get started. That way, you know, you're done with it, and then maybe, but then other people don't hear it later, but whatever. Anyway, I think that's probably why they do the 1, 2, 3 thing, is probably because of it gets shared, it gets more, you know, boosts, right?
Comments,
is that what it is?
I think the comments, yeah.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Then, also, if you ask them to share it, you know, if you know anyone who can use this information, please feel free to share, and that way your video will get in front of more people too.
Right, of course. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to go a whole lot longer. I think that was kind of a wrap right there. You know, tracking, we just did a goal setting session tonight, and with my son and some other people. Hey, how are you? Hey, nice to see you. Okay. That's my husband's other wife that lives with us. Since I started LifeVantage, just let you know that you will have to get another wife for your husband. Or if you want to, I get another husband for your wife. It's
I want to see who that was.
Yeah,
she's a friend of mine who is our lawyer at our insurance company. Who it's so funny. I brought her into the insurance business about 13 years ago, and she came into the company, and she's our general counsel at our insurance group. And then when I retired, I didn't tell her. I just woke up one day and I was like, oh, I'm leaving now. And she was, So anyway, she lives in Philadelphia, and she commutes to our office here in Washington, D.C. And so she stays at our house 2 nights a week. So we just have a running joke about it, because she's been staying with us for so long, and she's not married. She's my age, and she has no kids, and she's just fabulous, but it's cute. So anyway, yeah, committing to the formula, you know, tracking your information, just keeping it organized. And that's where, between now and the end of the year, the way that I set up my goals are just daily goals right now. Like I was saying, brush your teeth, wash your hair, you know, take a shower, get dressed, make your minimum of 2 calls a day, minimum new calls, just people that I'm reaching out to, adding 1 new name to my database. Usually I try to add more than that. You know, just doing like these, and then committing to my Facebook, I'm putting that down as my daily goals the night before, knowing who I'm gonna call, having it like organized, and then having knowing what kind of post I'm gonna do. And that's here. I think there's a little schedule in here. Here you go. Attraction. You guys can take a picture, a screenshot of this. I also put this on.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
But yeah, this is just a nice little schedule that each of us can follow. I think super easy, but kind of know maybe ahead of time what you're going to say the next day, and just be organized with it, get it done. And then the other thing is following up with people and doing this right here, the daily action items, which are hugely important. And then if we just get these things done, it's sort of like a little module of your day now that wasn't there before. Instead of just like mindlessly scrolling through stuff, which was what I hate, having this be like, I'm going to work on Facebook these hours, have like a set time, put your post up, do your follow-up, and then maybe later on do it again. But don't just go keep checking it all day to see who commented on stuff. Just kind of put it in a place where you're going to spend time to do the work at that time. And I think that will make it so it's much more achievable and not as annoying. So I don't know if anybody else does it that way, but that's the way I'm trying to do it now, because otherwise it's just like looking at my phone at night and stuff like that in bed, you know, the lights are out and then there's this big light in the bedroom. It's horrible. My husband is definitely going to find his other wife more interesting if I continue that. So I don't know about you guys, but any more thoughts on that? Holly, are you just on it all day?
No, not by any means. I just, you know, it's just something that comes very naturally to me. It doesn't feel like a chore at all, but I'm also not a slave to it either. I'm not, you know, but it's, you know, I have no shame. I love social media. I absolutely love it. I'm very discerning about my network, and so I learn things every day on it. That's where I get a lot of my personal growth and business wisdom, and so yeah, no shame. I love it.
Listen, Christy Newland, is it better to have a business page or a secret group? That's a really good question, and that was one of the things I was kind of alluding to, because I'm working with a coach right now who is helping me set stuff up, and he's looking at that too and saying maybe a group is better than the business page, just to invite someone into the group to look at stuff versus having a separate business page. Not really sure if
well, I was just wondering, I think I sent that to Holly too as well, just the idea of Kathleen's Health Evolution, how big that secret group is, or however she's changed it, or maybe it's a different category now, versus us having these business pages, which, like you said, I can see how many people come to it, but I do have close friends or distributors who are like, I'm not seeing it. I don't see what you're posting, or I don't know. I don't know the channels of it.
You want both. You want to have both. That's what we have in our organization. I created the business pages, and Naomi has been brilliant at creating our customer page. So
yeah,
group.
Customer group.
Your business page it doesn't change. It's once you get all the posts up, you don't change it, because it's literally in the order of our presentation. It's the ABC News Primetime, followed by a webinar, followed by the studies, followed by the patents. So your business page does not change at all. That is simply a place for people to go.
Okay. Understood.
And then your group is the dynamic. You're adding posts every day, and that's for people who have already seen the information, have become customers, and of course distributors.
Gotcha.
And look at our page.
I will. What's it called again, girls?
I'll send you our customer page. Naomi, you talk about it. Naomi did it all, and
Christy, it's more of an educational platform. Yeah. And so it's not just LifeVinge stuff. I'm sharing stuff, articles about Nerf2, about nutrigenomics. It's the whole gamut. And I have it as a closed group. And the reason I do that is because I want to see who's coming into it.
Absolutely.
And then that way I can have a conversation and ask them, especially if they're brought in. A lot of times you'll see who's added them. Then I can have a conversation with them and see, or if it's someone that's a total stranger, I'll then ask them, hey, how did you find our page? And are you familiar with this information?
I like it. Thank you.
The page is the customer education page that Naomi created. It is incredible for customer retention, because
Well, absolutely.
Because they're constantly seeing every reason why they've got to stay on this product or these.
Exactly.
What's
I have it.
That page is called the Genetic Revolution, Educating and Naomi, what is it? Naomi, what is our customer page?
Sorry, it's the Genetic Revolution, Educating and Exciting You on Nerf2.
Okay.
So I want to say just a couple of last remarks. First of all, Amy, thank you so much for helping me do this training, or actually letting me assist you on the training. You are just such an amazing mentor, and I'm so glad for a lot of our new people to really be able to have this time with you. And another thing, I love that this Zoom training turned out to be really fun. And so new people who are going to see this recording, they're truly going to see this is just the way we are. We have a blast while we're working. And this has been so fun. I've had a blast tonight.
Thank you, Holly.
Heck yeah.
Blast. Absolutely. And thanks, Sean, for coming on, and everyone for participating. I'll put this up. These Zoom recordings, when they're longer, not everybody can view them. I end up tending to put them on YouTube and then making them like a private YouTube or whatever, or however you want to. I'll just put it as private with a little code or something, okay, and send it to you guys. And I can put it on. You can put it in our.
What
group.
about what's your tagline? Biohacking your Life, is that biohacking your life?
Biohacking your life is mine. At
Yeah,
biohacking your life.
You should make that the password.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Biohacking your life.
You got it. I'll do it. Okay, guys, that's what I'll do. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. That was great.
Bye-bye.
Love
Thank
getting
you.
to know you guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Super valuable.